Hello there, my name is Peter Saavedra. I am the CEO of Kind Roots and the Soil Balance Pro product line. I'd like to begin by just thanking you for your time and the work that you are doing as growers, cultivating this very important plant for our earth and our people. And we have the deepest level of gratitude and appreciation for the work that you're doing. So thank you so very much. So what we're going to be talking about today is a high-level overview of our product's mode of action and how that's increasing the plant's total oil production. We're also going to be discussing how we are increasing extractability. We'll be talking about yield increases and how we feel terpenes will be affecting your business in the future. So whether you have used Soil Balance Pro in the past and have realized its efficacy, or you're brand new, this will kind of give you just a high-level, quick overview of the product's mode of action. So let's get started right away. Okay, so Soil Balance Pro contains 62 proprietary microbe strains. 1 gram of our powdered inoculant contains 6.1 trillion beneficial probiotic microorganisms. It contains no harmful pathogens that can create, powdery mildew or pythium problems, root rot, and it has more microbes than any other leading microbial inoculant on the market today. So the reason that high populations of beneficial microorganisms is so important in cannabis and hemp cultivation is because we're not growing tomatoes or cucumbers or a commodity. We're growing oil. And it's been proven that high populations of beneficial microbes or growing within a highly biologically active system is conducive to the amount of biomass and oil that this particular plant can produce. So to give you a quick frame and some numbers on what that volume actually consists of, it would take over 18 Olympic-sized pools of compost tea or actual liquid water to equal the amount of microbes in 100 grams of soil balance. So basically, if you look at the microbes found in most microbial liquid products on the market today, or a high quality aerobic compost tea, which is made from humus compost, they're going to contain approximately 500 million beneficial microbes per liquid gallon. So 100 grams of soil balance is equivalent to a little over 12 million gallons of most liquid microbial products or high-quality compost teas. And if you take 12 million gallons, that's equal to about 18 Olympic-sized pools. So not only are you getting all these microbes, but what we've found is that to increase soil organic matter and the texture and the friability and the porosity and improve the actual soil quality, high amounts of beneficial microbes that are regenerating in your soil are actually going to give their bodies when they die, and that's a conducive part to increasing your organic matter. So not only adding in, a cover crop and compost, but microorganisms, when they die, their bodies become a part of the total organic matter content in your soil. So not only is that high amount of microbes conducive to oil and biomass production, but it's also going to help improve the quality and overall bulk density of your soil. So after we have added our high concentrations of microorganisms to the soil, the 62 strains of soil balance microbes regenerate everywhere on your plant's roots. Our strains are called rhizobacteria, so they regenerate on every centimeter of root, even the fine root hairs where most of your plant's nutrients are absorbed. So complete colonization takes about 48 hours, and then your roots are covered and protected with a microbial biofilm all over your roots. So growers who add our microbes early on are seeing their roots stay white and healthy for the duration of the crop cycle with just one initial application. So a lot of growers ask us, what kind of a food source do I need to provide to keep these microorganisms alive in my growing medium or soil? And the answer is none. The food that our microbes need comes from the plant's roots. So you won't need to add any type of amendment to keep them alive. So the way that works is as the cannabis plant absorbs water and sequesters carbon through photosynthesis, it turns that carbon and water into sugars and carbohydrates that are excreted from the plant's roots. So our microbes love to eat these sugars and carbs. In fact, I don't know any beneficial organisms in this world that don't like sugars and carbs. I definitely know I do. So those root exudates that the plant is producing keep our microbes alive and healthy throughout the duration of the crop cycle. So this is an analysis that we did with North Carolina State University, where we took a soil test and we looked at treated, non-treated soils, treated with soil balance and not treated, and the amount of beneficial microorganisms per 1 gram of soil. So it has been proven in the organic food industry for many years that growing mediums which contain a high beneficial microbe population have white roots, better crop health, and higher yields throughout the cycle. But populations are just one portion. I'd like to begin talking about what the actual 62 strains in soil balance do and what they create on the outsides of the roots. So if you remember, our microbes are eating the sugars and carbs from the roots, and after they are done eating, they obviously have waste, or what some people call microbe poop or waste products. So the scientific name used for microbe feces or microbe poop is called a secondary metabolite. And a secondary metabolite can be a hormone, enzyme, acid, or any other type of a chemical. And all of the secondary metabolites that our microbes create are responsible for different plant effects like oil and yield production. So as an example, some terpenes are actually secondary metabolites created by microbes. So let's see how an acid secondary metabolite helps yield or flower biomass. Okay, so as the root grows into nutrients, the acid secondary metabolite that the microbes are creating on the outside of its root break down the large fertilizer particles that it touches. And so the acids work as a chelating agent or the plant equivalent of stomach acid, and break down large particles of phosphorus, nitrogen, calcium, and all of the other micronutrients that this plant needs to increase biomass. And it dissolves those nutrients into a particle size that are called bioavailable. So essentially, because of the acid secondary metabolite that soil balance microbes are producing, and the nutrient absorption increases, many of the growers using soil balance, if those nutrients are available in the soil to begin with, are experiencing a minimum of 15% increase in their flower biomass. Here is an analysis that we had completed with North Carolina Department of Agriculture with some leaf tissue samples of treated, non-treated, and the increases in phosphorus, nitrogen, potassium, calcium, magnesium that we saw in a treated, non-treated soils, about a 62% increase. And we've also seen bricks readings go up within about a 2-week time frame after applying soil balance over the non-treated. So we're also finding that the sugar content is going up, and more sugar, more glucose in the plant is also what we're finding has been correlating with an increase in the plant's oil production capacity. So more sugar, it can convert those sugars into more oil. So more nutrients, more sugar content, higher Brix readings, higher nutrient levels equals more oil. So let's go back to the tree where these microbes are creating the various secondary metabolites that are benefiting yield and oil production. And let's see how oil production is actually accomplished. So soil balance microbes are creating an enzyme. This enzyme is extremely important because what it's doing is it's actually signaling, it's called bioenzymatic communication. So this enzyme is signaling the plant or communicating with the plant to essentially create more oil. So as these strains are regenerating on the outside of the root within the biofilm, they're continually talking to the plant and telling it to produce more oil every single day. And in 2018, we had over 130 licensed hemp cultivators purchase and trial Soil Balance Pro for their operation, and the average increase we had across the board was 32.01% total cannabinoid increases. So this has proved to be a very extreme return on all of our growers' investment when using Soil Balance Pro, when they have 32% more oil per pound of flour.
We have been blessed with Soil Balance this year, and it has made a significant improvement in just the beauty and the lushness of our plants. Our trichome production has been absolutely amazing. We have beautiful frosty resinous trichomes sprouting out all over the plants, and the roots are furry and white and just teeming all over the surface of our soil and inside the soil.
We're not using Soil Balance on this plant right here. I mean, it's got a lot of trichs, but this one's got more. Pretty plain and simple. This one simply has more.
I'd like to introduce our processor with rat extractions. This is Clarence.
What was really interesting is at the end of the day, when we got a hold of you, we tested it, and the first test came in. We were like at 84% cannabinoids on just an extraction, and so we were freaked out. After we decarboxylated it, we were still at 75%. Okay.
Wow.
So I told Tom at that point, hey, this test is wrong. We're going to have to retest it because that's not possible. And sure enough, retested it, and the numbers came back the same. So that was like a shock for us. Wow. It's like we've never experienced anything like that. As an extractor, what we're looking at is high quality, and we're looking at productivity. Okay, mm-hmm. So when we get a lower percentage plant, and we're extracting it, it might take us, let's say, half a day to get 4 pounds. Okay, oh, okay. And with your product, I mean, we're doing probably double what most strains are a day.
No wonder you like it.
Yeah, so that's why we like it, right? So
good.
It's productivity. We get so much more done. We're just so much more efficient.
And look side by side at what the results were. We were absolutely blown away with this product. This Soil Balance made the difference over and over again when we ran it through the lines to feed our plants.
What we noticed about the roots this year is when we would pull back our soil and look at the top layer of the roots, it was so bright. The roots they just looked healthy. They looked new. Every time we pulled the plastic back or the dirt back, we would be able to see that the roots were really healthy, which just means we're just getting as much out of the soil as we possibly can in our feed system.
My plants are healthier than they've ever been. The problems I used to face in the past, they're no longer there. My terpene levels have increased by 400%. My roots are white and beautiful and clear. Using this product is the best investment that anyone could use in their growth.
So now that we have covered how Soil Balance Pro works for yield and increasing oil by over 30% per pound of flour, I would like to turn your attention to terpenes. The following is a lab report we got from one of our growers in North Carolina, treated and non-treated in 2018. The level of terpenes that you're seeing here at 1.85 is not only hard to obtain in an indoor recreational marijuana grow, but is extremely difficult to achieve in an outdoor hemp cultivar growing operation. And Soil Balance is achieving these numbers consistently. This is a median average, and is defining a new standard of quality for our valued clientele. So we believe that as the hemp industry is in its infancy and beginning to expand, just as the recreational market was 5 years ago, that price points of the future will be defined by quality. Okay, and to finish off on the terpenes and exactly how we are increasing those terpenes, we go back to our tree, and the Soil Balance Pro microbes are, again, creating an enzyme on the outside of that root within the biofilm that is an enzyme, secondary metabolite, which is actually signaling the plant to increase its terpene and total oil production. So fairly simplistic mode of action, but very effective, and we have seen an average of 25 to 400% increase with most of the growers who have been using Soil Balance Pro for the past 3 years.
Personally, I've grown for 16 years. It's a next level product. I think anyone's gonna see it immediately. They're gonna see it in the final product. They're gonna see it in the bag. They're gonna see it down the line in the extract. So it's it's a no-brainer. Yeah. Especially if you want to be competitive in the industry, you need things to give you the edge. For us, we won the Emerald Cup, came in as like an underdog. Soil Balance, I want to give them props. They were one of the main reasons that we won this. They were a product that will increase your terpenes up to 200 to 300%. We used it and we won terpenes. Yeah. Highest terpenes. It was pretty much, we weren't expecting it, but we're super pumped. This has really given us a lot of momentum into the new 2018 growing season. We're able to really bring this forward and share it with other growers. Also use it in our program to hopefully go and bring home more awards and get our product, our farm out there.
Something that you think other people will benefit from, other growers?
Yeah, totally. I think anyone should give it a try, and I think after that they'll be convinced that it's part of the protocol.
I'd like to thank you so much for taking the time to review Soil Balance, its mode of action, and how it can become an integral part of your program for the coming seasons. Our whole team and staff is here to serve you, and we're dedicated to your success. Thank you so much, and we look forward to any further questions you may have with regards to Soil Balance and how it can become effective in your growing operation.